Have you ever had a friend who's in a relationship or marriage, and the relationship marriage really starts hitting a rough patch, and the friend comes to you to start confiding in you, telling you about what their spouse or loved one is doing, how terrible they are, and you know them. You're like, hey, I know this person. I know both of y'all. You're a couple. I know that you're a good woman. You're a good man. They're good to you, so on and so forth. And you kind of know that in the back of your head, but they just have to paint this picture of this person being just the worst thing ever. And you're like, who is this person? Do I just not know them? Did I think I knew them, but man, maybe they really are a horrible, low down, dirty, rotten scoundrel. And you're conflicted because you're like, I know this person, and what I know about them isn't what this person is saying about them. And they just keep painting this picture worse and worse day upon day. Every time you hear about them, they're just terrible. They're just horrible people. And eventually you almost succumb to it and start to believe like, yeah, that person's low down too. Yeah, they're dirty. They're good for nothing. Only because you're going off the word of somebody else and this person. And ultimately, this person wants to get out of this relationship. You find out the reason they were bad mouthing their spouse, the reason they were bad mouthing their significant other is because they really wanted to be in a relationship with somebody else that was completely not in the picture at all. You didn't know this person, but they did, of course. And now you're like, that makes sense. That's why you were bad mouthing them. That's why you were talking smack, because you wanted to get in this relationship because you thought the grass was greener on the other side. And we've probably seen this maybe in your own life, maybe in your extended family. We've definitely seen it in television and media and such like that. And so we're going to look at somebody today that's clearly doing that. Let's go.
Whoopi Goldberg, you are worth tens of millions of dollars because you're good at playing make-believe on camera and think that your experience as a black woman is as difficult as being oppressed in Iran? You know what? Let's play the comparison game. In Iran, women get arrested for not wearing hijabs or for dancing in public. Yet black people here can twerk publicly while basically wearing dental floss without any issue. In Iran, adultery leads to 100 lashings. In America, Jay-Z made millions of dollars by cheating on Beyonce. You can try being gay in Iran, but good luck keeping your head on your shoulders. Literally. Meanwhile, in America, we give DEI hiring priority to gay black people. In Iran, you cannot drink alcohol, you cannot protest, and arguably the most ironic point is that in Iran, you cannot criticize the government online, yet here you are, a black woman complaining about racial oppression from the government on a nationally syndicated television show. Whoopi, please stop putting this delusional victim mentality into the minds of your viewers. Being black in America is a life of freedom and privilege, so don't disrespect real victims of oppression again.
Our view on The View. Ugh.
Whoopi once again has been caught being even dumber than we thought. Watch as she claims blacks in America have it worse than women in Iran. Roll it, Phyllis.
Let's just remember, too, the Iranians literally throw gay people off of buildings. They don't adhere to basic human rights.
Listen, here's the thing. Let's not do that, because if we start with that, we have been known in this country to tie gay folks to the car.
I'm sorry, but where the Iranian regime is today in 2025 is nothing compared to the United
keep hanging black people. So
it is not even the same. I couldn't step foot during this.
Wait. That's not what you mean to say. It is the same.
No, it's not. The year 2025 in the United States is nothing like if I step foot wearing this outfit in Toronto. I think it's very different to live in the United States in 2025 than it is to live in Iran.
Not if you're black.
Not for everybody.
Not if you're black.
Girls. Whoopi, you know you're on the very wrong side of history even when the fake Republican disagrees with you. I haven't seen Whoopi wave her fingers like that since someone offered her a salad. But apparently that's a technique for summoning the demon associated with talking out of your ass. Even Alyssa couldn't tolerate the examples Whoopi made out of thin air, or since it's Whoopi, fat air.
If these comparisons are at all valid, and frankly, they're just not, Iranian-American attorney and activist whose family fled Iran following the 1979 Islamic Revolution, Elika Laban, joins us now. Elika, thank you for being here. It's such a dishonorable comment, not only to the United States and what we are, but also to those thousands of people who've been murdered by that regime. I mean, it's just, it makes a ridicule of what their lives stood for and what their families have gone through. What does it make you feel when you know what actually you can make a real comparison between the two countries?
You know, what it really speaks to now more than anything else is this mass collective delusion that we are living in. We're living in a country that provides us so much safety, so much privilege, so much comfort that people don't even know what it's like to live in other parts of the world. And because, you know, the world has been saturated with so much disinformation, this disinformation that was heightened particularly after October 7th, where there was this narrative that, you know, these terrorists are just freedom fighters and they're not that bad. It normalized this idea that actually these regimes in other parts of the world are not that bad, and maybe they're not even that different to the United States. Then you have people who are living in the lap of luxury saying things like living in the United States is exactly the same as living in Iran. Well, it's not anything like living in Iran, because Iran, they are hanging people from cranes statistically once every 6 hours. Just 2 weeks ago, they amputated 2 people's arms because they were accused of theft. Did they have due process? Did they have fair trials? No, that does not exist under the Islamic regime in Iran. When protesters came out in the streets to protest against this regime, which is our unequivocal right under the Constitution in the United States, did they get met with the same treatment? No, they were shot to death and they had their eyes shot out as punishment. So my response is, how dare you, how dare anybody compare the life that they're fortunate enough to live in the United States to what Iranian people are going through now and have been going through for the past 46 years.
Is absurd. Whoopi Goldberg is sitting there on the set of a nationally televised show, being paid millions of dollars after having been once an actress a long time ago. And she is saying that being black in America is akin to being a woman in Iran or a gay person in Iran. Okay, gay people in Iran are hanged from cranes. That is what happens to gay people in Iran. Whoopi Goldberg is feted for saying unbelievably low IQ, stupid things on a nationally televised show every single day.
And I gotta agree, that's pretty problematic. But as I said before, Whoopi Goldberg is trying to paint the U.S. to be the worst thing possible because she really truly doesn't support the U.S. She doesn't care about the United States. She doesn't want the U.S. to be better. And nobody's saying the U.S. is perfect. But I think we can all unequivocally say that there's no place better. There's no place better. So is it as good as it could be? No. But is it better than everywhere else? Probably hands down. End of question. But she doesn't, her affections are not to see the United States made better. Her affections are toward that, wherever that lover is that's off the picture or off the stage, you don't see them. That's who her attention is toward. And we see it all the time. So what do y'all think? Let me know in the comments below. Let's get that conversation going. What do you think? Do you think Whoopi Goldberg was out of pocket? Do you think she was wrong? Or do you think, hey, maybe you think she was right on the money? Maybe you think she was right over the target? Let me know either way. I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say. So down there, let's do that. And thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so very much for that. We're getting so much closer to 50,000. I'm looking forward to celebrating with you all real soon. Until then, grace and peace. Take care.